Hello, everybody, and welcome to Overcast. This is the 36th episode of Overcast, your place for Overwatch news. I am Frostee. I'm here with Ovadrive and Sawfty. We've changed places this week, but we are all still here. How are you guys doing out there?
Doing well.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, we want to thank everybody for being here, whether you're listening to the audio version or whether you're watching on YouTube. We wanted to let you know that you can connect with us on Twitter. You can go to find us at Overcast Show on there. You can go to theovercastshow.blogspot.com for our blog page with all the show notes and everything else we talk about this week. Go to frozenfoxradio.com where you can find this and all the other shows under the Frozen Fox Radio Network. All the Blizzard games are there and even beyond, so you can go and listen to anything you want. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. And thank you again, whether you're on YouTube or if you're listening to the audio version that's either on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and now on Google Play Music. So if you have an Android device, go hit us up on there and subscribe. We would thank you very much for all of that. So with that out of the way, what have we been up to? All I can tell you is that I've been doing finals. That's been my week.
Yeah, those are a lot of work.
It has been quite the craziness. I only have 3 finals this semester, which is good. Like that's the good thing. The bad thing is that I have finals, so it's just finals are just bad all the time. They've been kind of brutal. One of them was kind of brutal, but I don't know. Everybody said it was brutal, so I don't feel as bad. It's when you walk out of the test and like you think it was hard, and everyone else thinks it was hard.
Yeah.
You don't feel as bad because everybody kind of in law school you get rated on like a curve basically. Everybody gets averaged to a 3.0 and in our second and third year classes. So if you do bad, you kind of get pulled up. If you do good, you get pulled down. So
ouch.
You just all get pulled to the middle, and that's how they work it. So it's all good. So how about Sawfty? Sawfty has a potato webcam again this week. Or maybe he just likes being a panda. What is it? Which one is it?
It's a potato webcam, actually. That's just my new lifestyle.
This might be the last week of it, right?
This might, yeah. I apologize. When somebody said podcast, I went, yeah, no problem. Then I forgot all about the webcam. My bad. So we'll take care of that this week.
He was like, oh, you mean video podcast too?
Yeah. A little bit different. My bad. This week, I have been in an Overwatch depression. That's been rough. But I hear we're getting out of it soon. I think we'll talk more about that later. But in lieu of Overwatch, I've played a lot of Warcraft, getting ready for Legion, getting all the talents and things like that, reviewing those, and then going through all the professions and things like that we do before a new expansion on 12 different mains. It's our 12 different 100s. Anyways, this isn't a Warcraft podcast. And then we've had in-laws here. They're going on a trip to Florida, so they've been staying with us. Their trip has now been delayed 3 or 4 times, so they're still here, which is great because we love having them. But yeah, I know it's been rough. I feel pretty bad for them, but we'll be taking them down there soon, and they'll go straight to Florida. And that's pretty much been my entire week. Oh, I did get some new wall art, some new Warcraft wall art. I haven't really seen any Overwatch stuff come out yet, but yeah.
You've been dying to show it off, I know.
Oh, so excited. Guess what? It's all pandas. Big shock for everybody. Yeah, I know. Big surprise. So, yeah, that's been my week. How about you, Ova?
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. Have any of you guys checked out the new cards?
Oh, I hate that game.
Hate that game?
What?
Oh, I hate Hearthstone.
What?
I don't like it at all.
How can you hate Hearthstone?
I hate Hearthstone. However, I will say, I did install it, get my 3 packs, and then uninstall it.
Any legendaries? Come on.
No.
Yeah, no, I've been trying that. Tried out the rank play with the new standard, and I actually like the deck builder because I haven't played a ton of Hearthstone in the past, but the deck builder is really cool. It's a good way to get started with that. So, been checking that out. Playing a lot of HOTS, a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
Nice.
Lately, since there's no Overwatch right now, so
you got to fill that gap somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You know, Hearthstone. I played since like the super early days, like alpha days, and I really enjoyed it. And then they did so many wipes in the alpha and beta that eventually I kind of was like, I don't want to play this anymore. So depressed. Most of it wasn't because of losing my cards though. It was because that every time they wiped you in like the beta, you had to do the tutorial again.
Oh no!
And I was like, no! I hate playing the tutorial. And they finally fixed that. Since then, I bought multiple expansions. I didn't buy this expansion yet, but I need to because I love Old Gods. I mean, Old Gods are awesome. Though, maybe you can confirm to me: is it true right now that the current meta of the game is whoever draws Cthulhu first?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's everybody who's dropping cards that buff Cthulhu, and then once that level 10 mana hits, it's game over. So
that's what I heard. So I wonder if there's gonna be some tweaks coming. I'm guessing there will be, because that's
at least in the rank of play that I'm playing, I'm only like rank 21, so pretty low down there. But that's for sure what we're seeing.
Nice.
In that rank of play.
Well, we shall see. We shall see if they make any tweaks. And speaking of filling that void, let's just get right into this week's topics. How about that?
Sure.
So the closed beta test is now gone. So as we talked about, being in the ultimate sadness, we've fallen into the void, whatever you want to say. Our lives have lost all meaning for this interim, like of what, a couple weeks, a week and a half.
Pretty much. Yep.
And we can rejoice though, because what do you want to call open beta beginning is this week. It's kind of like the closed open beta, and then there's the open beta, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the early access open beta starts May 3rd, so next Tuesday. Get out there.
And then the totally open beta is the next week, May 5th to the 9th.
And then May 24th is the release.
Oh, yes.
Get my Soldier 76 statue. I can't wait.
Oh, jealous.
Yep, I'll get mine too. We go right back here with Tracer. I'm still waiting on that Mercy one though. I'm waiting for them to license one of those and get it made.
That would be pretty. You know what? Just because we're talking about Overwatch right now, I will admit the last day, it was that Sunday that I played a lot of Mercy, and I'd never played Mercy before. I looked, and there was 3 characters I had never played, and Mercy was one of them. And so I spent a lot of hours with Mercy, and I gotta admit, Frosty, you're right. She's actually pretty sweet. I'll give you your due.
She is pretty sweet, and it's pretty addicting, right?
It is.
Like,
it really is.
Filling health bars.
Yep.
I don't know. I just always feel clutch as Mercy, even when you're not doing anything that's really clutch.
There's so many sweet things that she does. I mean, we talk about the healing. The resurrection is really cool. I love when she's flying to people. That's awesome. The only thing I don't like is you really have to hide a lot of times when you're coming around corners, things like that. Because if a sniper sees you or even a Pharah sees you, game over. But other than that, she's an absolute blast.
You'll get blasted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you're one shot dead.
So Ova, are you excited to be able to like get back into the game and it's kind of like for real this time? There's no like stress test weekend or anything like that. It's like you legit get to just play with everyone else.
Yeah, I get to sit down for a whole week and play and dig in. So I think Lucio is one of the tunes I didn't play as much. So excited to get back in there in terms of healers. But
Lucio isn't fantastic. He's a blast, man. Yeah.
Jump around stuff.
I will admit, when we were waiting, sometimes I would just see how many walls I could hit, and that's all I did. And then I realized, it already started. Oops.
You're back in the starting zone, still sliding on walls.
Yep. Lucio is one of my absolute favorite characters, regardless of what it fulfills versus healer, tank, whatever, in any map that you can fall off of. Because if you can get close to somebody near an edge and Lucio can pulse him off of it, you just killed somebody. And he is a blast to play.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to spend more time with that and explore the other maps. I'm hoping all the maps will be open for everybody.
I hope so.
Well. I'm expecting it to be like that we're going to get kind of just everything at this point. No more like, let's isolate it. They're working hard to make sure this is ready. And this is kind of like their preview of the world because now you can bring your friend. So they want to show off all of it, I would guess. I would hope. That could be wrong, but
if they can't give us every map, at least they could give us 3 other maps than the last 3 we got.
Exactly.
So, Do all of you know who you're going to use your extra code on then?
I know who you're going to use your extra code on.
Yes.
Yeah, I already gave out mine to a few people, so I'm ready to go.
Nice. Well, cool. I'm excited to be able to sit down and play with you guys. You going to stream then?
Yeah,
Oh, you got any ideas for that?
Once I have a webcam, absolutely. This new computer is sitting here. I mean, basically, it feels like it's doing nothing. It needs to be streaming. So, if I can keep my mouth shut and play some Overwatch, I would love to stream.
There you go. Ova, what's your Twitch, just so everybody knows it?
It's Ovadrive CTR.
There you go. I could link you into the Overcast one too. You could like multi-stream.
There you go.
Yeah, link me up.
There you go. We'll
playing pretty much all week next week, so.
There we go. Might as well do like a charity stream at the same time, right?
Exactly.
You'll be playing like what, 5 days in a row.
Yep.
Well, cool. Let's talk a little bit about what we heard in the news. There wasn't a lot of news because the game isn't being played right now, so I think they're just working on the back end. They said a couple weeks ago that really they're working on the infrastructure and back end. So there was just a couple comments in the forums. One had to do with the field of view, which was a huge topic before the game even came out, before the beta started or anything like that. Everybody was like, "Oh, the field of view! Oh my gosh, this is like life changing. You know, like what is it going to be, and whether we're going to have a slider or not, and everything." Well, I think that everything has kind of been fine ever since the game came out. I haven't heard anybody say anything about it, so I expect everybody's pretty happy with it. The current game does use 103 degrees, and Jeff Kaplan wanted to say why 103 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, the original field of view for the game was 90 degrees, and they had a lot of complaints that it was too small, so they went back and evaluated raising it, and what they said is they said that the engine capacity and the art style lended itself to this wider field of view angle, and so they said, let's just go for it, and that's all he said. But there's your explanation. So if you want to know why it's 103 degrees, that's why. And he said, is it exactly what you're used to from other games? Probably not, but they said that they've reached a really good feeling for what they want in the game, and I think it looks beautiful. I mean,
yep.
The way the world looks in Overwatch and the way the game plays, I think that is perfectly fine.
Yep.
And the only other thing that he talked about is that the player rank will be more prominent. Somebody had asked, when joining a competitive match, it shows the tier icon and number on each player's name. This info should be in the screen possibly instead of the player's rank. And so they're going to go ahead and make a change to that in competitive play.
Oh, okay.
So that's all the actual news for the game, I guess we could say. So I think Sawfty, you have the freshest impression on Tracer in Heroes of the Storm.
Yes, I do. I did get a little bit of Tracer in HOTS. If you haven't heard, Tracer is now in Heroes of the Storm. And while I do have a limited experience in the last 20 minutes, Ova, I believe you are the one who has played the most Tracer here.
I think I have maybe 12 wins in Hero League with her.
Nice.
Yeah, so her abilities map over to HOTS pretty well. So you have your Blink with 3 charges, you have your Melee, Recall, Sticky Bomb, and then you have your Reload, which is really cool. Reload's almost like a skill mechanic where you can take it easy, it'll just reload faster. You could have your clip fully unload on somebody, or you can actively reload for maximum damage. So it's pretty cool to see some of the mechanics map over from Overwatch to HOTS, and I honestly love this hero in HOTS. I went in expecting to play Tracer, and that's exactly what I got. So personally, I loved it. So they did a great job bringing this character to life in the Nexus.
How satisfying is it to stick a bomb on somebody and melee them?
That's probably one of the most satisfying things. Combo that with the melee, and they're pretty much dead. So it's great. Yep. And one of the games that I played, I got untouchable with her, and you just feel like a badass doing that.
That's awesome.
Tons of fun.
And also, so with those reload mechanics and the fact that she has a heroic ability at level 1 and all these different things that kind of break the mold of what we've seen already in Overwatch or in Heroes of the Storm. Heroes now, like, they've kind of gotten to the point where they know they have a solid game, and they've started to come out with more and more heroes that kind of are not the traditional play style. I mean, we got Cho'Gall, like, what other game has something like Cho'Gall, you know?
Yeah.
And so we have somebody like Tracer, who is very unique. And how do you like that in Heroes? You know, what do you think about them going off in these directions like this?
No, I think it's really good. I think they need to be careful if they want to bring in other heroes from Overwatch. So if you think about like Widowmaker coming in, we already have like a Nova character, which is very similar to a sniper. But I think this experience is definitely different because with Tracer, run around and your shoot is automatic, and it's different than any other hero in the game. So I really like what they did there, but I think bringing in other characters, they just need to be careful that there's not too much overlap with existing heroes. So,
what do you think about instead of bringing in characters, bringing in skins? There's a lot of characters that kind of are similar. You could have a Widowmaker skin, things like that,
Yeah.
instead of bringing in new characters.
I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, you could
Okay.
do like Soldier 76 on maybe like a
Yep.
Reyna or a Tychus, and then Widowmaker on, a Nova, and yeah, I mean, the list is endless there.
So,
Okay.
So what do you think about the possibility of a Mercy in Heroes of the Storm? I mean, you can have like an auto attack, but it's an auto heal beam that you like lock on to another hero. Then you fly
Yeah.
to other heroes. You have a res. I'm just saying, I think it would work.
It could. It could.
Because a lot of people, especially lately, have been talking about how we need more solid support classes. And I think something like that could be pretty unique too, because we don't have anybody that has like a heal that you like lock on. And so imagine being able to like run around and like you kind of link up with like a Tychus or somebody, and you can kind of just auto heal them or switch the damage beam, and that's your
Yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah, Morales is similar to that with the healing beam, but being able to fly around the map with that too would be really fun. So
Yeah, it could be pretty cool. We'll see. I mean, we know that there's going to be other heroes that are going to make the crossover at some point. It's just kind of a matter of who it's going to be.
Right.
So let's talk about this comic. And
Ooh.
yeah, I know Ova and Sawfty, both of you have read this comic as well as me. And you know what? Since Ova talked a lot about Tracer, let's get your opinion, Sawfty, on the comic.
Well, Frosty, I believe we've gotten some viewer feedback about the amount of time Ova's been talking, so I think it's a good thing to make sure he has plenty of time to talk. Anyways, the comic this week was about Reinhardt, and it wasn't so much about his beginning, but it was essentially it was like their car. I don't know if it broke down or if they just didn't have any money. They kind of stopped in this town. Anyways, it was a longer comic than the McCree comic, but it told a small story. I love the art again. The writing was not great. I think we talked about how there was a lot of really dry buildup and all this action in like 4 little squares, and then it was over. So I wasn't really thrilled with the writing. I will read every one of these that they put out regardless. But I would really like them to maybe improve their writing to look at a standard comic book. I know personally I've been reading comic books for years, and just the way it's written isn't exactly my favorite style. What did you think, Ova?
yeah, I didn't get a chance to take a look at the McCree one, but I did read this one, and I don't know, it was short that. But I think it told a good story. At least we're getting some of the lore into some of these characters, which I'm interested in. So I think from that perspective, it held my interest through it. So
Okay.
Yeah, I like seeing kind of the background more than the bio that we have, like on the Overwatch website.
Right.
Like, you can gather a lot from that, but then a lot of it has to be inferred, because you have to just be like, well, I think he might have done this, or this is how he might have acted. But then you get to see a comic, and you kind of get to see kind of really his interactions with different people or characters and things like that. I think I didn't put it on the show notes this week, but the McCree comic, there's like an animated version now. Somebody,
really?
I
haven't seen that.
I think it was tweeted on the Play Overwatch Twitter. I don't remember if they did it or if somebody else kind of just like redid it or somebody. But go and check it out. You can go on the Play Overwatch Twitter or link it on the website. I think it might have been there too. But they have it was like an animated, almost like an animatic, what do they call it, 2.5D? is what they've been calling it. Like when they do
Okay.
the Xiao Hao thing back in
Yep.
Pandaria and all that with warlords. So it is something kind of like that, and I thought that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And with that said, next week we are going to kick off kind of like a little hero spotlight series. We used to do like a hero introduction thing back in the show. Now we know a lot more about these heroes, and so especially with the animations and the comics and the soon-to-be graphic novel and all of that, we're going to be able to dig more into these characters. So look for that next week. We're going to evaluate who it might be. We have a good idea, so I'm just going to leave it at that of who it might be this next week. So, did we have anything for Ask Overcast that any of you got this week?
I did not see anything out there.
Sawfty?
I did not get anything sent to me as well. Well, that's not true. I'm sorry. I did get one direct message, if we're okay to count that.
Let's go for it.
All right, this is from Greenbeard. Just listened to the Overcast podcast today for the first time since I heard you were joining. I loved, but Over really needs to talk more. Can't wait to get in the game so I can team up with you guys. A lot of games are fun, but they're all better with friends. Shout out to the three of you for doing a great job on the show. Love it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Greenbeard.
Thanks, Greenbeard.
We will give Ova a very prominent role, especially this next week as he gets back into the game with all of us.
Yep.
We're excited because, Sawfty and I, we're the lucky ones who've been able to play for so long. And, Ova, he has to take every chance he can get.
Yeah, I'm just starting to build up some experience in there, so we'll get there.
It's
Absolutely.
awesome, though. And hopefully next week we will be debuting our brand new overlay so that we'll be able to show off all of us and our favorite heroes even better. So we're excited about that.
Yes.
And shout-outs. Sawfty, any shout-outs this week?
I do have one shout out. My shout out is to Hist. That's at Hist, Hist on Twitter, and I believe Hist as well on YouTube. Hist does a lot of videos, guide videos, that I really enjoy, and I was able to talk with her this week, and just really enjoyed our time. So, not that she listens, but I just wanted to do a shout out for her.
Ova, do you have anybody you want to shout out?
Not today.
Not today? All right, I'm going to give a shout-out in this show because I haven't done it. I did it on the Morgan's How, but I want to shout out to Cuddles. Episode number 50 of the Game Case show this week. So, huge congrats. It's a big milestone for any podcast when you make it to 50.
Yep.
So, keep on going, my friend. You're doing a fantastic job with that.
He's all right.
He's just okay, right?
Yeah, he's all right.
Since he got to live it up at PAX and all that. So.
Oh, I know. Now that he's famous.
All right.
Just remember us, Cuddles, when you're rich and famous.
I know. Just remember us. Incorporate us into, your inner circle sometime when you're rich and famous.
We'd appreciate that.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for the show this week. There's not a lot to talk about, so it was kind of naturally going to be a shorter episode. But we want to thank all of you for being here. And since it's not on the overlay right now, I want to give all of you a chance to let you know where people can find you. So, Ova, where can people find you on social media or anything else?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter or on Twitch at Ovadrive CTR. That's OVADRIVE CTR. Sawfty?
You can find me on Twitter at Sawfty. That's OLSAWFTY. And next week, when I finally get a new webcam, at Twitch at Sawfty.
Excellent. Well, you can find me right here, as always, at Frosty Fox. And Frosty Fox everywhere, so... remember, you can always follow the show as well. We'd love to hear from you, so you can hit us up at Overcast Show on Twitter. You can always use hashtag AskOvercast, and we'll answer your questions on the show. You go to theovercastshow.blogspot.com, which is our blog page with all of our show notes and everything else. Go to frozenfoxradio.com. You can learn about this and all of the other shows of the Frozen Fox Radio Network. We got lots to offer you out there. Hit us up on Facebook. Like us. I guess I should say like on Facebook, and then subscribe on YouTube, and then like, because you thumbs up and like on YouTube. So do that too if you're watching the YouTube version. Give us the thumbs up. Please not the thumbs down because I said that.
No,
People are gonna.
That's deadly.
Don't try to troll us, right? Just kidding. I've opened up a can of worms with that problem.
Yep, I will be
Great.
thumbs downing.
Great, it's going to happen now. So thank you for joining us, either on the video version if you're watching here, or on the audio version, either on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, or on Google Play Music. Like I said, go hit us up there. Google Play Music podcast is a new thing. All of the Frozen Fox Radio podcasts are there, and many more from all of your favorite podcasts, people, content creators, whatever you want to call us. But again, thank you for joining for the 36th episode of Overcast. It's been fantastic to have you. I am Frostee.
I am Sawfty.
I'm Ovadrive.
We'll see you next week.
Bye!
See ya.